Welcome, everyone. When dating younger women, not all older men are created equal. Some exude confidence, presence, and self-assurance, making them incredibly attractive. Others, however, unknowingly sabotage themselves by falling into habits that make them seem desperate, out of touch, or insecure. The truth is, age itself is not the problem. An older man doesn't turn women off. They're turned off by an older man who tries too hard, lacks self-awareness, or refuses to evolve. And the worst part, most men don't even realize they're making these habit number one. Trying. Too hard to look young mistakes in today's video. We're breaking down 7 key behaviors that instantly make an older man unattractive to younger women if you're serious about dating. Younger, high-quality women, this is a conversation you cannot afford to miss. Stay with me until the end, because by the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to avoid, and more importantly, what to do instead to naturally command attention and attraction. Let's get started. The difference between an attractive and an unattractive older man. There are 2 types of older men in the dating world: those who effortlessly draw the attention of younger women, and those who repel them without even realizing why. The difference is in looks, presence, self-awareness, and energy. The attractive older man does not chase youth. He embodies maturity. He is confident, self-assured, and grounded in his own experiences. He does not try to fit into a younger woman's world. He lets her step into his. His life is already whole, his purpose well-defined, and his sense of self unshaken. This presence is magnetic because it offers something younger. Men, habit number 2, acting superior or condescending, often lack depth, wisdom, and emotional stability. In contrast, the unattractive older man tries too hard to keep up with the younger crowd. He mimics their slang, adopts their trends, and forces himself into spaces where he does not naturally belong. Instead of exuding confidence, he seeks validation, hoping that he will become more desirable by acting younger. But this approach backfires. Women sense inauthenticity instantly when a man tries to be someone he is not. He loses the quiet strength that makes him truly attractive. Instead of admiration, he inspires second-hand embarrassment. An older man's age does not repel younger women. His desperation repels them to deny it. A man who owns his years, who embraces his maturity rather than running from it, is far more compelling than one who clings to an identity that no longer fits. Authenticity is the foundation of attraction. A man who carries himself with quiet assurance, who does not try to impress, but instead allows his presence to speak, for itself commands attention in any room he enters. Many older men make the mistake of assuming that youth habit number 3, overtalking. Past experiences alone is the source of attraction. They believe younger women must match that energy at all costs because they are drawn to energy and excitement. But attraction does not come from pretending to be younger. It comes from embodying a level of confidence and presence that younger men have yet to develop. A man who understands this does not feel the need to prove himself. He does not chase, he does not overcompensate, and he certainly does not beg for attention. He knows that his presence alone is enough when combined with genuine self-assurance. When a younger woman loses interest quickly, it is often because the man has unknowingly made one of the common mistakes that signal insecurity. Perhaps he seeks too much reassurance, constantly asking if she is still interested. Maybe he changes his personality to match hers, abandoning his identity to be what he thinks she wants, or perhaps he places her on a pedestal, acting as if she is doing him a favor by spending time with him. None of these behaviors inspire attraction. Women are drawn to men who own their values, not men who seek permission to be worthy. The most attractive older men understand they do not need to compete with younger men or chase youth. Instead, they embrace what sets them apart: maturity, confidence, and a life well lived. They do not need to prove. Habit number 4, being too eager or needy their worth because they already know it, and that certainty, that quiet strength, makes them truly irresistible. Now, let's come to 7 habits that make girls quickly leave you. 1. Complaining about modern women like it's a personality trait. A man who constantly laments the state of modern dating, who fixates on how things used to be better, who blames feminism or social media for his romantic struggles, is not the kind of man women find attractive. He may think he sounds insightful, like a wise observer of societal decline, but to women he comes across as bitter and powerless. No one is drawn to a man who sees himself as a victim of forces beyond his control. Women do not desire a man who resents them. They want a man who understands them and navigates the modern dating landscape with confidence instead of frustration. When a man repeatedly complains about how dating has changed, he reveals more about himself than he realizes. He is not showcasing intelligence or awareness. He is showcasing his inability to. Habit number 5. Ignoring physical fitness, adapt. A woman hearing these complaints does not think he's right. Dating is terrible. She thinks this man is stuck in the past, unable to move forward. Attraction at its core is about movement. Women are drawn to men who embrace the world as it is, not those who yearn for a version of the past that no longer exists. A man who fixates on external factors. The rise of dating apps shifting gender roles. The impact of social media is a man who has given up his power. He sees the dating world as something happening to him rather than something he actively participates in, instead of refining his approach, understanding what women respond to, and improving himself. He dwells on what he cannot control. He would rather blame an abstract concept than take responsibility for his results. This mindset does not inspire respect. It does not command attraction. It repels contrast. This with a man who accepts the modern dating world for what it is. He does not waste time lamenting how women have changed. He learns what they respond to and adapts accordingly. He does not view social media as an enemy. He understands how it influences attraction and uses it to his advantage. He does not resist reality. He masters it. This is the kind of man who stands out, while others are caught in a cycle of frustration. He is the one who succeeds. Habit 6. Talking down about modern culture. Not because he manipulates or deceives, but because he operates from a place of self-awareness and control. At the core of this shift is a fundamental principle. Focus only on what you can control. You cannot control the past. You cannot control how dating used to be. You cannot control how women have evolved in response to cultural changes, but you can control how you respond to it. You can either resist the inevitable and grow resentful, or embrace reality and thrive within it. The choice is yours, but know this: no woman is attracted to a man who chooses to be a spectator in his own life, forever longing for a world that no longer exists. They are drawn to the man who adapts, who leads, who understands that power is not found in lamenting change, but in mastering it. 2. Flexing money in a way that screams insecurity. Money is an undeniable signal of success, stability, and capability. Women are naturally drawn to men who have their lives together and possess competence and control over their environment. A man with financial success suggests a man who can navigate the habit number 7, being inauthentic or fake cool world, effectively, and has value to offer beyond mere survival. However, there is a fine line between wealth as an attractive trait and wealth as a desperate performance. When a man feels the need to flaunt his money, it no longer serves as an asset. It becomes a sign of insecurity. Women are not. Certainty in himself speaks with conviction, and remains open to different perspectives is undeniably attractive. But the moment that confidence turns into a rigid need to be correct, something shifts. The conversation no longer feels like an exchange. It feels like a lecture instead of being engaged. She feels like a student in his classroom. She might smile politely and nod in agreement, but inside she pulls away. Women do not seek men who correct them at every turn. They seek men who respect their intelligence and treat their thoughts as valuable even when disagreeing. There is a difference between knowing something and needing others to know that you know it. A truly confident man is not urged to prove himself in every conversation. He does not dominate discussions with facts and figures or interrupts to showcase his superior knowledge. He understands that the purpose of a conversation, especially with a woman, is not to win. It is to connect. When a man acts like he knows everything, he unintentionally builds a wall between himself and the woman before him. Instead of inviting her into a dialogue, he forces her into the role of an observer. And when a woman feels unheard, like her words are merely opportunities for him to display his expertise, attraction fades. Imagine two men on a date upon hearing her opinion on a topic. The first man immediately jumps in to correct her. He lays out the facts, explains why she is mistaken, and speaks as if he is educating her. He believes he is impressing her and showing her his intelligence, but he does not see how she subtly withdraws and how her excitement dims. Now picture the second man when she shares her thoughts. He listens. He does not interrupt or rush to assert his knowledge. If he disagrees, he engages not to prove her wrong, but with genuine curiosity, he asks questions, explores her perspective, and allows the conversation to flow naturally with him. She feels heard with him. She feels valued. And that is where attraction grows. A woman does not want a professor. She wants a partner. She is not looking for someone to educate her. She is looking for someone to share experiences with, someone who respects her mind as much as he respects his own. The irony is that the men who must most assert their intelligence are often the least secure. Accurate. Intelligence does not demand recognition. It speaks for itself. The man who understands this does not seek to impress through dominance. He impresses through presence. He listens, engages, and most importantly, makes her feel like her thoughts matter. Because in the end, attraction is not about who knows more. It is about who makes her feel more. 5, talking down to her like she's a kid. Women do not want to be treated like children. They do not want to be lectured, corrected, or spoken down to as if they are naive. Nothing drains attraction faster than a man who assumes the role of a teacher rather than an equal when a woman shares something she is excited about. She's not looking for a lesson, but engagement. If a man responds with condescension, even unintentionally, it creates a subtle but powerful disconnect. A woman may not immediately realize why she feels less drawn to him, but she will feel it. Imagine she tells a man about a book she just discovered, a fascinating concept or a new skill. She is learning the wrong response. Sounds like, "Oh, that's cute, you're just figuring that out." Or, "You don't really understand it yet." Though he may think he is playful or helpful, she is dismissed instead of making her feel inspired. He makes her feel small instead of fueling the conversation. He stifles it over time. Interactions like these erode the connection, leaving her feeling unheard and unappreciated. Attraction thrives in curiosity and mutual respect. A woman is drawn to a man who listens, engages, and encourages rather than corrects. He does not need to prove his intelligence by making her feel uninformed. Instead, he inspires by sharing ideas that invite conversation rather than shutting it down. If she expresses excitement about something he already knows, the right approach is not to diminish her enthusiasm, but to build on it. He can say, "That's a great insight. What made you interested in that?" Or, "Yeah, I love that concept. Have you explored this aspect of it? This keeps the energy alive, making her feel like she is part of an exchange rather than being lectured. A man who truly understands attraction does not impose his knowledge to establish superiority. He recognizes that connection is built through shared experiences, not one-sided explanations. He values her excitement and sees it as an opportunity to deepen the bond. Not a moment to correct her. Women do not need teachers. They need men who inspire, engage, and respect their intelligence. And the man who understands this will always hold her attention. 6. Dressing like you've given up on life. Attraction begins long before words are exchanged. It is non-verbal, instinctive, and deeply rooted in how a man presents himself to the world. Women notice everything, not where she feels trapped, who inspire without lecturing, valuing her thoughts and experiences, instead of constantly trying to teach hurt, who remain grounded in who they are, not needing to pretend to be younger, flash their wealth, or seek constant validation, because their life itself is proof of their value. When a man understands this, he stops making the critical mistakes that push younger women away. Instead of trying too hard to impress, he becomes a man who naturally draws others in. And the best part, this shift in mindset doesn't just improve his dating life. It transforms every area of his existence, from career success to personal fulfillment. So now I want to hear from you. Have you noticed these patterns in older men or even in yourself? What lessons have you learned about attraction, confidence, and self-growth? Share your thoughts in the comments below so we can continue this conversation. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you find this video helpful, there's so much more to uncover about relationships, self-mastery, and the psychology of attraction. See you in the next.